Harry, we've talked about so much today. I want to shift gears now. Let's talk about a whole different world. Not magical, not muggle, but virtual. Have you heard about a game called Minecraft?
Indeed, Joe. My cousin Dudley, he was quite hooked to it. I picked up a thing or two observing him. In fact, it's not as unrelated to magic as you might think.
Really? Do share, Harry. This sounds like a story worth hearing.
Well, living with the Dursleys was far from pleasant. My cousin Dudley, he loved this game, Minecraft, spent hours on it. He built this virtual world where he was the king, the hero. He had this massive castle in it. Dudley's Keep, as he called it.
A castle, huh? Sounds pretty grand. Did it have a dungeon full of virtual trolls?
I wouldn't be surprised if it did, Joe. So here's the thing. One day Dudley had to leave his game midway. Something about his second dessert. He left the game open and there I was, a wizard in a muggle world, looking at another world built of blocks.
Intriguing, like magic and muggle worlds colliding in a strange way.
Exactly. I thought to myself, why not explore? Dudley won't be back soon, so I did. And soon I was as lost in the world of blocks as I was in the shifting staircases of Hogwarts.
That's something, Harry. So a wizard wanders into a virtual world. I can see where the charm comes from. It's like Lego, but infinite and more adventurous.
It was just that, Joe. I started trying different things, built a few blocky structures here and there, and then it occurred to me, what if I tried magic?
Wait, are you saying you cast a spell on a video game? You're blowing my mind, Harry.
I thought, why not? Magic interacts with physical objects. Why not virtual ones? Of course, waving my wand at a creeper didn't do much, except scare Mrs. Dursley. But I kept experimenting. One time I tried the Engorgio spell on a tiny block. My idea was to make it as large as Hagrid's hut.
And did you end up with a giant block on the screen?
Not exactly, Joe. The screen just zoomed in. It was as if the computer interpreted my magic in its own language.
Hold on a minute, Harry. So you're saying you stumbled upon a way to mix magic with Minecraft?
It seems so, doesn't it? My spells didn't do what they usually do, but they weren't entirely ineffective either. Encouraged, I started casting more spells, trying different things.
This is wild, Harry. So what happened when you cast an Avada Kedavra? Did it crash the game?
I didn't go that far, Joe, but I did try to conjure a Patronus during a zombie attack. That was something.
Please don't tell me a silver stag burst out of your computer screen.
Not quite, Joe. The game just opened a help menu, but it did give Dudley quite a startle when he returned.
Harry, let's switch gears here. We've talked about the magic world. We've talked about the virtual world. But what about outer space? Do you know about SpaceX and Elon Musk?
I've read a bit about it, Joe. Quite impressive. And as for Elon Musk, well, I've got an interesting theory.
Oh, do share, Harry.
Well, just think about it, Joe. This man, Elon Musk, he's doing things that are, frankly, out of this world. Literally. He's sending cars into space, building rockets that land back on Earth, digging tunnels underground. It's almost magical.
You don't mean to say...
Yes, Joe. I think Elon Musk might be a wizard.
A wizard? That's a wild theory, Harry.
It might sound crazy, Joe, but hear me out. Do you remember when Musk unveiled the Cybertruck? It was like something straight out of a magical world. That futuristic design, the unbreakable windows.
Yes, I recall. Although the windows didn't turn out to be quite as unbreakable.
Exactly, Joe. It's almost as if he'd conjured a shield charm, but it didn't quite hold. A bit like Neville Longbottom's first attempts at magic. And then there's the Boring Company, digging tunnels underground, much like the tunnels at Hogwarts. Except these are for Teslas, not for avoiding Filch.
That's a connection I didn't think of, Harry.
And don't even get me started on SpaceX, Joe. Reusable rockets sounds a lot like broomsticks to me. It's like he took the concept of Quidditch and applied it to space travel.
Reusable rockets as broomsticks. That's an image.
And what about the flamethrowers, Joe? Selling flamethrowers, as if they are the muggle version of a wand duel.
You make compelling points, Harry.
Just think about it, Joe. All that innovation, that drive, it's almost as if he's on a magical mission, maybe even from the Ministry of Magic.
A mission from the Ministry of Magic. Now that's a twist, Harry. Guess we'll have to keep an eye on Musk's next move. Harry, you've seen a lot of unique things in your life, but have you ever considered the world of cryptocurrency?
Yes, Joe, I've dabbled a bit, but let me tell you, I have a theory that might turn this Bitcoin conversation on its head.
A twist in the tail already.
Well, what if Bitcoin isn't just a digital currency? What if it's actually wizard gold?
Wizard gold, you mean like from Gringotts?
Exactly. Now bear with me. Bitcoin is virtually created. It's mined using complex algorithms. It's almost as if there's a magic spell behind it. Abracadabra algorithmica.
Well, I've never heard mining described that way, but it does have a magical ring to it.
There's more to it, Joe. Bitcoin isn't kept in a traditional bank, but in a digital wallet, accessible only to the owner. Imagine it's like the undetectable extension charm we use. You can carry infinite wealth, and yet it's all invisible and weightless.
Now that's some light pocket change.
And let's talk about the mysterious creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, an unknown entity. What if it's just a pseudonym for a wizard, or dare I say, a group of wizards?
You mean like a blockchain of secrets? That's a twist.
Right you are, Joe. Consider this. The encryption behind Bitcoin transactions is so secure, it's almost magical. It's like there's a wizard's enchantment protecting identities.
Encryption as enchantment. That's a new level of security.
Here's another twist. Bitcoin, much like magic, has a sort of dual reality. It's intangible, existing only in the digital world, and yet it can influence the real world, just as magic does.
So what you're saying is Bitcoin is to muggles what magic is to wizards.
Could be, Joe. After all, aren't both magic and Bitcoin about transforming reality? They both push the boundaries of what we believe is possible.
Harry, you've just turned our understanding of Bitcoin upside down. Bitcoin is wizard gold. It's an amusing theory, and definitely food for thought.